Hi, dear friends. Uh, I'm gonna say it again because it never registers. Hi, dear friends. And I feel we also need to keep going with the topic of expressing feelings, which my cats are reminding me of because they think, oh, it's breakfast time, and I'm like, not yet. Rami, be quiet, buddy. Shh. Shh. Rami's a little anxious. So, how about expressing kindness? We all want to live in a kinder world, but who knows how to express it? And how often do we express kindness? Uh, In a sense of politeness and being courteous, not starting a message with, you coming? What? Why do we have to reduce our language and ourselves to that? Or meet me, whatever. Uh, what are these commands? Why can it be like, hello, dear friend? Would you like to do this following thing with me? And first, say, hope you're well. Just simple human courtesy. When somebody sends you something, show gratitude and appreciation. Thank you so much for thinking of me. Thank you for sharing this with me. And the same in every human interaction, buying something from the grocery store, going to the restaurant. We're all in these positions of serving one another, and no job is less important. And when we appreciate one another and what we do, then it makes our work flow so much easier. And I'm sure that you've all experienced that in the grocery store, for example, and you compliment the cashier on something that you really like about them, and they lighten up because they're there at this grocery store having to check out your groceries all the time, and everything is so monotonous and tedious, and it's their job, that's how they make a living. And when we honor and respect them for being an essential part of the way we receive our food and the things that are necessary for us, then I believe that's how you live in dignity and grace. Because you show respect, appreciation, and kindness to that person, and because you show it to them, you show it to yourself because there's no difference. And this is what we lack so much in life, uh, to honor the sacredness of who we are. And even though we've created a world that is so much more mundane and we stripped it from sacredness, we can uncreate it. We can destroy it, dismantle it, burn it to the ground, shake it loose by those tiny little gestures of everyday kindness, love, respect, appreciation, gratitude. And we can become a living human sunshines for one another. And then maybe the whole world will evolve from that. And maybe grocery stores will be these upbeat places like Trader Joe's. Not to plug in anything, but it seems like the atmosphere there is different somehow. Uh, but it all stems from what we think about ourselves and the work that we're doing. And if we see it as a sacred service to God and everybody else, then all of a sudden we get this pep in our step and that little pride, which is very healthy, and that little sense of a big sense of responsibility. I'm responsible for so much, and if I'm the cashier, I'm responsible for the mood of the people that come through. And if they're in a bad mood, can I uplift it? And if they're in a good mood, can I elevate it by a little joke and a little kind word here and there? And when we see that, on every side, then life becomes that play that I talked about in the live about the new earth. And we realize that instead of tearing ourselves and other people down all the time, and the world, which is the state that a lot of people live in right now, in total misery and hell, we can uplift ourselves by starting the day with gratitude for being alive, with speaking kindly to ourselves and saying, hey, look at you go. Look at you making the most of your life. Look at you, putting a smile on that face and going after your goals and taking time for yourself in the morning to concentrate on what really matters and feeding yourself some good food and doing some exercise and feeding yourself good thoughts and taking care of your emotions and giving yourself time to process them. And then when you pour into yourself like that and give yourself the kindness, the love, the appreciation, the respect, the honor that you deserve as being a part of the divine, carrying that divine spark, and taking the responsibility for spreading and shining your light in the best way possible, then you can really make a difference and be a light in somebody's darkness and remind them that kindness, gratitude, love, appreciation, joy, beauty still exist. And they're not something that we find on the outside. They're something that the outside reminds us of. And we need to go inside to find it. And when we find that beauty on the inside, that inner beauty in ourselves, those beautiful qualities that we carry, which is actually the art project that I've been working on the past 2 days, we realize that what we have inside of ourselves, that inner garden, is what is reflected out. And when we weed out the cynicism and the indifference and the injustice and the silencing and the unkindness and the hate and the jealousy and the envy and the resentment and the unforgiveness and the spite and all of these things that actually make us miserable and bring us down literally because they bring our vibration down and destroy our health and mental health and emotional health and physical health. We realize that the way to be healthy is by nurturing wonderful, loving qualities and virtues in the garden of our mind and heart. And this brings us closer to our soul and divinity and source. So, today and every day, let's cultivate and keep cultivating the seeds of gratitude, appreciation, love, kindness, peace, joy, gentleness, curiosity, humility, responsibility, self awareness, dedication, perseverance. I have to pause to remember. I said joy, happiness, connection, intimacy, health on every level, maturity, playfulness, ease, flow, receptiveness, nurturing, courage. Courage is necessary to practice all the other virtues, like Maya Angelou said, I'm pretty sure. Boldness, bravery, strength, mental, emotional, physical, soul strength, uh, desire to grow, openness, discernment with no judgment, inclusivity, uniqueness, authenticity, sensuality, creativity, and everything that is lovely. And when you see it in another person or thing or nature, make sure you stop and appreciate it and love it and be kind to it and honor it. And by doing that, and really giving the flowers to that seed that you sow in somebody or something, you water not only their garden but yours too. And you help that seed in your garden grow stronger. And if theirs is a big tree and yours is still a tiny little tree, the more we show that gratitude, appreciation, love for the big tree, the more our little tree is fed by the strength of the big tree and that connection of love that exists, and our little tree grows stronger. So let's not be jealous and envious of one another. Let's give each other our flowers collectively. And love is not something reserved for your romantic partner or family. The whole humanity is your family, and we've been in all kinds of relationship dynamics in past lives. And everything is the beloved when you look through the eyes of love. So let's cultivate more of that agape love, unconditional love for self and others, and practice loving kindness and honoring the sacred in everyone and everything, and especially the animals and nature who are constantly giving to us, and they rely on us to protect them because they're innocent and they really need our protection and stewardship. Which I know that my cat sounds like deprived of food, but their automatic feeder is going to go on in about 15 minutes. So, this is Remy's lesson on patience and managing his anxiety. So, I'm mentally sending him love and assurance always. Everybody's gonna learn somehow, some way, including animals.